Ever since I began incorporating more minimalist practices into my life and talking about minimalism, I've had a lot of interactions with people, both online and in my real life, that make it clear that there are a lot of misconceptions about minimalism, what it is, how you do it, what the rules are. So today I thought I'd share some of the myths of minimalism I've encountered with all of you. Matt D'Avella recently did a video on this topic, and I'm assuming if you clicked on this video, you already follow him, but if you don't, you should. He makes great videos. And when I watched his video, I'll link it down below if you haven't seen it, I was kind of surprised because the things that he talked about weren't the first things that came to my mind when I thought about myths of minimalism I've encountered. We do have some similarities on our lists, but it just goes to show that everybody's experience is different. The first myth about minimalism that I encounter all the time is that there is a specific, strict set of rules and criteria you must fit to be a minimalist. Like you can only own a certain number of items, or you can't buy certain things anymore. And something that I found from following a lot of minimalists online is that it can mean different things to different people. Everybody practices it differently, and it's more focused on a concept rather than rules. The general way that I would describe minimalism is being intentional with the things that you have in your life and getting rid of the excess that no longer holds value for you. There are probably some people who disagree with that or don't see it that way, which just goes to show that there are a lot of different ways to think about it. The second myth that I encounter all the time is that you're striving to own nothing. A minimalist dream house is just an empty house with white walls and nothing in it. And to be fair, I think the term minimalism is a little misleading because minimal seems to imply as little as possible, so I can understand why people would have that misconception. When in reality, it's more focused on only owning things that you use and you love and that bring value to your life. The next misconception I come across is that minimalists don't shop, like ever. I've gotten so many comments from people in my real life that are not meant in a mean way, very like lighthearted, teasing comments whenever I buy something. Like it could be anything, like a new swimsuit, and they'll be like, hey, I thought you were a minimalist, as if they're catching me breaking the minimalist code. And that's actually a whole other thing I could get into, because I don't even know if I would call myself a true minimalist. I really like minimalism and the concept of minimalism, but a minimalist, I don't know. I feel like if someone came and looked at my life, they wouldn't call me a minimalist, even though I'm actively working to incorporate as many of those values into my life as I can. That's like a whole, I don't know, like an identity. I don't know if I would call myself a minimalist, but I really have found a lot of benefits in my life from minimalism. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent. That's like a whole other discussion. But as somebody who is trying to incorporate as much minimalism into their life as they can, or on their journey to do that, I still buy stuff, gear and tech stuff to produce videos. When a new season rolls around, I usually add a couple new items to my wardrobe. I just no longer make impulse purchases. I try to be really thoughtful about something before I buy it to make sure it's really something I'm going to use and that it's going to be something that brings value to my life. I no longer free shop. I would say that. I don't know if that's a term that's been coined yet. Free shop. I mean, like I would just go into a store because I wanted to go into a store and I didn't know what I was looking for, but I just know I wanted to go look around and find something. I don't do that anymore. Like it's gotta be something that I already know I need and that it's on my list and I've thought about that I need to make that purchase. The next myth about minimalism that I come across is that you can't own expensive things, that there's some sort of rule about spending a lot of money. But minimalism, as far as how I perceive it, has nothing to do with the monetary value of items that you own. This is another area where I've had interactions with people where something expensive will come up in conversation, like maybe the new iPhone, and someone will say like, oh, it's pretty expensive, too bad you're a minimalist now. There might be other reasons related to minimalism why someone might not buy the new iPhone, like trying to escape the cycle of feeling like you need to constantly upgrade all of your tech. To be honest, I tend to buy more expensive things now than I used to because my spending budget isn't stretched across so many different items. Like every time I step into a Target, I no longer come out with 20 new things. So because I'm more intentional with what I'm buying and I'm really thoughtful about, like, I want to use this thing that I'm buying, I want it to last a long time, I tend to buy higher quality versions of items. And then the last myth that I come across is that minimalism is rooted in deprivation. A lot of people seem to view minimalism as a sacrifice, kind of like giving up carbs, but deprivation is the opposite of what I felt with simplifying my life. I have only felt more satisfaction in every area of my life. It's added more free time because I'm not maintaining and organizing and tidying so many things all the time. It's added more space and more room in my home and in my life. Like, I no longer have a closet that's just jammed with clothes and tangled hangers and stuff everywhere and drawers that are so full. We've all had this. You might have a drawer like this right now. Drawers that are jammed so full that you can't even open them out of your dresser. So all you do is you get it like a third of the way out and then you just like yank the thing off the top because that's something you wear all the time. You don't even know it's on the bottom of that drawer. Like, all of my drawers open and close easily and none of my hangers are tangled on themselves. And that has added something to my life. That has not deprived me of anything. I guess the bottom line of the points I'm talking about in this video is it's not as awful as it sounds. If you think that minimalism or simplifying your life sounds awful, I think you might be surprised at how many benefits you can get from simplifying your life. If there are any myths of minimalism you've come across, please let me know what they are down in a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you know when new videos are posted. I will also link some of my other minimalism, simplifying your life themed videos down below if you want to watch anything else that I've done on this topic. Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. If you're looking to learn a new skill in 2020, Skillshare is an online learning community that offers thousands of classes to inspire creative and curious people. Classes are short, so they're easy to fit into your day and your schedule, and they have so many topics of things you can learn about, like photography, entrepreneurship, marketing, illustration, and they even have classes on simplifying your life, like Everyday Minimalism by Erin Boyle that discusses the different elements of transitioning to a simple lifestyle, like managing stressful areas, choosing what to let go of, choosing what to keep. The annual membership comes out to under $10 a month, which is way more affordable than any kind of in-person class. And for a limited time, you can click the link in my description to get a free trial of Skillshare's premium membership to explore your creativity. I hope you're all doing well, hanging in there, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. But no, I mean, for me and the way that I'm incorporating minimalism, oh my God, I'm saying minimalism so many times in this video. If you want a real challenge, declutter one item for every time I say minimalism in this video.